back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. And today's video, we're going to be doing a full service on the transmission on the CLK. I'm going to try and walk you through, most of the procedure, what to do and how to do it. With this transmission, you're supposed to service or change the fluid in the 13-pin connector. I'll show you guys all that in a minute. But you're supposed to change it every about 35K to 45K, 1,000 miles. So let me show you what I got real quick. All right, so I've got the filter right here. Obviously you're gonna need this. You're gonna need the 13-pin connector. This is a must. Over time, the O-rings get weak and they begin to leak fluid into the 13-pin connector, which travels all the way to the TCU module in the car. So highly recommend changing this every time you do this service. You don't want to run the risk into having fluid into your TCU module. This is the gasket, the pan. You're gonna need one of these. This is the transmission dipstick. If you don't have this, you won't be able to check the level of the fluid. You're gonna need a T30. I think, yeah, T30 holds the pan itself, and this is a T25. It holds, or it's for the drain plug. I think it's a T25. I'll double check once I'm under the car. Fluid. This is the fluid I use. This meets Mercedes requirements. I used this fluid the last time I changed the transmission fluid, and this fluid is great for it. It's for high mileage vehicles as well, so it really lubricates and protects the transmission itself. Now, there are other transmission fluids, most forms recommend. You could go with that transmission, but this is the same quality as those. I believe anything, you're just buying the name brand. So this is a really good brand. It's a lot cheaper than what you would buy from the dealership or other ATF fluids. So I believe this is all you need. I've got my jack, my floor jack right there, and jack stands right there. Alright guys, I got the pan out, and I'm pretty much gonna hose it down real quick, clean it up, and also make sure you clean the metal, or the, what is it called, the magnet right here, just so it's clean, so when you put it back in, it's able to do what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to catch metal fragments, and as you can see, mine is looking pretty good. There's no metal fragments or whatsoever. So let me clean this up real quick, and I think I'll go underneath there and take out the 13-pin connector. All right guys, so let me just give you a close look into what I'm doing here. So I've gone ahead and taken out the filter, which is sitting right here. The filter sits in this pocket right here. All you have to do is just pull it out and it comes out, and the other filter goes back on, but I'll show you when I'm doing that. Now this part right here, this is the 13-pin connector. Pretty much, you see this little guy right here, this handle, you turn it counterclockwise, which I already did. This part was already up, just turn it down, and this plug is supposed to come out. Alright, make sure you turn it all the way until you hear like a click or like a snap, and this just comes out. Right now, mine is looking really solid. If you do the service and you see there's a little leak or oil on this part right here, that means, it's bad, and you definitely need to change out the 13-pin connector. Let me grab mine real quick. Right now, just a little bit of some oil right there. There's nothing on the other side, so right there, that's fine. So The next thing you need to do is, there's a little screw in there. I forgot what the spec was. I'll put it in the description. But all you have to do is just unscrew it. The 13-pin connector comes out, and then you put the new one in and screw it back in and plug this in, and obviously tighten it again by going the other direction clockwise. Alright, let me get this done real quick. Alright guys, I just pulled out the old 13-pin connector. So basically in there, if you can really tell, there's a screw right here. All you have to do is just unscrew it. And when you put it back, do not tighten it so hard. Just because, you know, this is plastic and, you know, it can easily break. So it should be fine. Now I'm gonna put in the new one, and we should go from there. Also, I forgot, make sure you lubricate the O-rings on the 13-pin connector. There's one right here and there's another one right here. Alright, the pan is all cleaned off. I'm gonna go ahead and take the gasket and place it right on the pan and install it back into the onto the transmission. Alright, I'm gonna put the filter in real quick, show you guys how to do it. There's also a little clip right at the edge of it. It goes in the middle. You should be able to see like a indent in there. That's where the clip goes. Alright, filter is installed. Now let me go ahead and put the pan back on it. Alright guys, we're done underneath the car, and now we're gonna fill up the transmission. The transmission is gonna be the second one right here. I already went out and took off the cover. This is for the engine oil, and the second one is for the transmission. Have it warm up. Alright, I'm just running through the gears right now. Alright guys, fluids are all filled up. I took the car out for a quick 10 to 12 miles just to get, you know, the oil running, and came back, checked the fluid level again, and it was perfect. It was right at where it was supposed to be at. The dipstick, it's supposed to be in between 80 degrees. Once you buy the dipstick, you would see where it actually shows you on the dipstick. But yeah, did that, came back, and pretty much that's it. The last thing I need to do is actually reset the transmission, so it resets and it adapts to the way I drive. Every time you change the fluid, just always reset the transmission. I'll show you guys how to do that real quick. I've already done mine, so I don't need to do it again, but you can pause the video and follow through whenever you need to do it. But pretty much, you put the key in, turn it to the on position. Let me just open my door real quick. Alright, turn it to the on position. That's pretty much the on position. Make sure you give full throttle and until you hit the the click button, the downshift button, and hold that for at least 15 seconds. After 15 seconds is over, give it about 15-20 seconds. After that's over, go ahead and still keep your foot on the throttle and turn the key off. Leave the key in the ignition still, and then let go of the throttle, and pretty much you can wait about 2 minutes for it to reset itself. Now when that's happening, don't touch anything in the car or the doors, just so the ECU can communicate with the TCU. If you do open the door or touch anything, I think it resets everything. It doesn't actually work, but basically pretty much doing this like tells your transmission to relearn the way you drive, basically from like the way the car came from factory. I think it's good to do it every 2 months, just to keep the transmission fresh and shift smoothly. But yeah, that's how you reset the transmission. Good morning, guys. It's the next day. I'm just having my coffee. I didn't get to conclude the video yesterday because I had to go in and eat dinner, and after dinner I went out to go do a workout, and I came back and it was already dark outside. So I'm just gonna wrap it up for the video, just talk about the whole process and what you should really do when you actually do change your transmission fluid. The only thing I found difficult was actually putting back the 13-pin connector. Make sure it's aligned. You would feel it kind of snap in. Not fully snapped in, but it will kind of snap in a little bit. And once that's in, the only difficulty I had was actually pushing it in. You would have to push really, really hard just because of the new O-rings that are on the 13-pin connector. Make sure it's really snugged in there before you tighten it. The next thing you would do is to put fluid in the car. I didn't put too much and I didn't put too little, so I was fine. I've heard some people after changing the fluid, if you put a little too much, if you put it in drive, it would just be in neutral. It's like the car being neutral, it wouldn't move forward. If you put it in reverse, the car will move forward. Just because they probably overfilled it or they didn't put enough fluid in it. I've heard some stories of people taking it to an actual shop, changing the fluid, and like a mile down the road, boom, transmission was done. So just be careful where you would take your car to actually get your fluid change. And again, a trusted shop. If you do it yourself, just know what you're doing and you'll be good to go. I hope you guys picked up something in this video. There's actually a lot of videos on YouTube that actually goes more in depth on showing you how to change the fluid, the transmission fluid on Mercedes, especially on the 722.6 5-speed transmission. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you give it a like, share it. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna keep putting on content for you guys so you guys can know a lot about the car. And yeah, just have fun. Alright, see you guys later.